Hey, welcome. I'm your Raquel Sands. I like to go by my middle name Raquel, and I'm so glad you're here, that you found your way to my website and this About Me page. I hope this video helps in you getting to know me more, us connecting a little bit, and seeing if we're a good fit to work together. So a little bit about me is, I think, first and foremost, I am not your traditional, typical career business coach. I don't believe in a work-life balance. What I mean by that is, I think it's a myth. I think that work should support your life, isn't a separate thing, part of your life. I think work, business, purpose, whatever you want to call that, supports and sustains your lifestyle. So much of, I think, regular corporate traditional um, work language, work speak is, you leave your feelings, leave your emotions at the door, because now we're in business hours. Now we're entering into the workspace. I feel like that's inhumane. That's unrealistic. We're all people. We all emote and constantly feel engaged with different personalities, people of different backgrounds, mentalities, people who we're all juggling different things. So I think it's unrealistic to separate these two things that are really the same thing. We work because we have to pay our bills, we have to support ourselves. Some of us might not find 100% fulfillment or enjoyment in work. Um, but we have to still pay our bills and be willing to put in that work, put in that effort. So it's not separate from our life, because work supports our livelihood. So that's my first and foremost kind of introduction, that if that's not your vibe, if you're looking to climb the corporate ladder, if you, and what I mean by that is, if you like to have a certain title, status, if you want to keep within the corporate structure, I'm not the coach for that. I mean, I'm happy to support you, but that's not my primary aim. That's not really the type of support I offer, because I don't really just do resumes or the LinkedIn profile. There's so much out there now with ChatGPT and Google and lots of DIY things, that I think those methods um, are easier in some ways. And what I really focus on are those of us who finding our path, our purpose, prosperity is a challenge, because we don't quite fit in that box. We know that we need to get our bills paid, but we don't see ourselves within a corporate environment. We maybe want to work hybrid or fully remote. Some of us like to do a side hustle or want to make that side hustle into a full-time business. So we don't want anything to do with working for someone else. So that's where I come in. I really am here for those of us who are in between and are maybe unsure, or we might go back and forth. We might sometimes need a corporate role and be a freelancer, a contractor, a consultant, or we feel like it's time to have our own business, do our side hustle. We want to be nomads, digital nomads. We want to take a break from the corporate world. That's really where I fit in. And how I came to be in this business, and how I got to know this about myself. Um, to kind of take you back in history, I am a first generation Salvadoran American. So me and maybe a couple handfuls of, or handful of my cousins were born here in the United States. The rest of our family is from Central America, specifically El Salvador, little country under Mexico. And so what that created was this division of learning another language, operating within different cultures in our family homes, in our households, having the pressure to be one of the first to go to college, if not to some of the only go to college, um, and create this new lifestyle for ourselves. I was raised by two immigrants who took two different paths in finding their prosperity, their path. My dad became an entrepreneur. He studied different vocational trades like electricity, maintenance, um, air conditioning, uh, painting, carpentry, refrigeration, all that stuff. Um, and he eventually made his own school to teach other immigrants, other men, how to fish, not just to buy the fish, like that quote, to arm them with knowledge and that power to be able to go on their own path. My mom, on the other hand, took more of an academic route. She has a bachelor's in Spanish and a master's in educational leadership. So she's worked a lot in educational academic institutions, being an assistant principal. So from both of my parents, I learned a lot of the skills, a lot of the value in not just hard work, but the power of literacy, the power of um, the individual. What is it that we want to put out in the world? The power of community, that what we do isn't just for us, it's for others. So then when it came time for me and going to school, I was so lost. I had no idea what I wanted. I changed my major 3 times. I did get my bachelor's in English in 2014, and I started on this path of figuring out. So I started in proposal technical writing. I got my yoga teacher certification. I was a manager for a yoga studio. I've worked for nonprofits in a proposal writing capacity. I've been a freelancer my whole professional career for different small healthcare companies. Um, and then around, I think, 5 years in my career, around 2016, or I don't know, 2018, I started going into more of the communications route. So I got certified in graphic design, started learning about website development, marketing, and that was my career for the rest of my career. Um, I worked for big Fortune 500 companies like Uber, Deloitte, Freddie Mac. I've worked for nonprofit companies, humanitarian like USAID, TechnoServe. I feel like I've just seen the whole spectrum, small, large, uh, companies that are very diverse, companies that are not as diverse in age, ethnicity, all sorts of things. And I learned so much in each experience. But most of all, I just couldn't find myself in any one. It was hard for me to say, I can see myself being here for 5, 10, 20 years. Um, but I really enjoyed helping other people on their paths. I remember having colleagues ask me for help with their resume or their LinkedIn profile. Some of them decided to go into business, and I did their website and their business plan. So I felt so much fulfillment. I started doing kind of um, for tips for just kind of extra cash, my side hustle until COVID, and I decided to formalize the business. And ever since then, I've been doing this career coach, holistic business coach business. I think one more thing to get to know me a little bit is that I'm a bit woo. I identify as someone who's spiritual, not religious. And so some of the tools and modalities that I bring include things like astrology, the enneagram, and then one of my services, the feng shui, where I help you alter your space in order to cleanse, declutter, rearrange the energy in order to have it more organized, of course, decluttered, but also to be able to attract and make room for, quite literally and energetically, for whatever it is you're looking to achieve, whether it is more peace in your health, more prosperity, more education, um, family relationships, whatever it is. So if you like all of that, if I can help you answer any other questions about me or my services, I have a contact form down below. You can continue to poke around and check out my services, the 1 month support, which could be for career or business focus, or the feng shui service that I do online or in person if you're here in Northern Virginia. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions or want to pick my brain, please feel free to fill out the contact form. I'm so happy that you're here, that I have the opportunity to connect with you. And yeah, thank you so much. May you have lots of peace and joy. And we'll talk soon.